All right. Well, uh, wait, everything is up. So, let's start with the first question, shall we? So this talk and talk is about wellness and like physical health, mental health, social connections, all that. It's about how you perceived wellness. Now, I just start off by saying that I am not a teacher. I'm a student, and I am just a host of hosting this talk and talk. Now, with the first question is, what key components such as physical health, mental well-being, social connection, and purpose does your personal definition of wellness include? I'll start by saying that I th- I can break up wellness into like wellness is for physical, it's like having good nutrition, exercising, um, like having good sleep, going to preventive care, again, checkups from the doctor. That would be a physical part. For mental, it would be um, stress management, emotional awareness, uh, resilience, uh, self-compassion for to ourselves. Yep. And for social connection, I would say it's having good supportive relationships, good friends, maybe a partner, good family. I mean, if possible, and purpose and meaning, like having something that you value, have something that you want to strive towards in your life. Do you have, if it's a career, if you want a degree on something, that's purpose that people have. Maybe they want to make the world a better place. Maybe they want to volunteer for something to make people happy. That those four categories are, I would say, make up wellness. What would you think, Raphael?
No, I think I totally agree with you. And before you, how said it, explain your point of view, I was it's so hard to define what is wellness, and I think all these components are part of the wellness. Because to me, wellness it's a feeling more than another thing. So you can feel wellness or not. So, but in general, we this kind of thing that like a feeling, it's so hard to define it, but I totally agree with you. For example, the physical health, you can be how said that feel wellness when you're not how said that the 100%, if you're not just 100%, but you don't feel good, you have some disease, illness or something like that. So I'm totally agree. The mental how say it well-being, to me, I think maybe it's the most important component because, like a feeling, it's something totally linked with your mind. I think that's totally possible for someone that have how say that health issues feel that, oh
Mhm.
no, I have a good life, something like that. So general, like I say that, oh well, wellness, it's so other thing, and I totally agree with you when you talk about the social connection. I think it's a part of the mental well-being. We cannot we are human beings. Human beings are how say that a social animal, like yeah, I think Aristotle said something like that. So I totally agree that it's so important to maintain our relationships with friends, family. So it's totally a part of the this kind of thing. In the how say that the last thing that you said, I thought very interesting about the purpose because I didn't. The how said that thought about it, think about it. In fact, and it's so important to have a purpose in life to feel good. because it's to me it's linked with the mental well-being. If you don't know what you want to do a little bit at least, and your values, something that you want to achieve for you and for the other people, for the humanity in general, it's so hard to feel good, to feel that how so that this wellness. So to me, it's so important, and you how so that bring you brog the past of bring is in English
Brought.
brought you brought how so that good examples like how I don't know achieve your how so that bachelor's degree or help someone made a part of an activity something like that. So to me, I totally agree with you, and it was a good start to define wellness, I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah. And sometimes with that, it's kind of hard to go 100% wellness because there's some things that are out of our control. Like maybe family's not
Yeah,
like good for you, or maybe you're working with a job and it's not the right job for you. But if you strive to like to make the most of what you can control, then you would still feel pretty well overall. Now, with
yeah.
the second question, I would say, how do cultural backgrounds and upbringing influence the way people understand and prioritize different aspects of wellness? Um, as for cultural backgrounds, sometimes there are situations, uh, people have different beliefs on what is considered wellness. So, like, for example, if you have a very religious background, wellness could mean something very different. Uh, um, maybe you have in your culture doing, um, maybe like living a simple life, having, um, like just having a farm of a little bit of animals, a little bit of crops, and that makes up your wellness, like something peaceful. Maybe it's like you love have being in a a city where there's a lot going on and you want to get to places quickly and like just walk nearby and get anything you want. That would make you feel well. It's really dependent on your environment. What do you think,
Yeah.
Raphael?
No, I totally agree. I think I have said when you talk about culture background and upbringing influence, I think that we are talking about this component that we said that we talked before about the social connection. Because to me, culture it's a very hard how say that concept how say that, especially for the define because normally we talk house about culture in nature. So culture, it's what the human beings do to how say that to live to interfere in the nature. In nature, it's something how say that the world. So and the different cultures and like how the different societies interacted with nature and how say that interact how say that, between human beings. Uh, so I think it's totally linked because the social connection is totally different. In Brazil, even if it's with the globalization, it's so close in many aspects. For example, with the US or here in Europe, in Brazil, we have a different culture that make the how say that the perception of wellness different. So we will do and we will different things to achieve the same concept that we are how say that name it naming like wellness. For example, for a Brazilian that really that grew up with samba, that the wellness is to how say that made a part of this cultural event. So for in US, I believe that there are other things. So even in inside a society that we supposed to be this to have the same culture, the wellness is totally different. For example, I'm totally if even in my family, I could with my brother that grew up with the same parents. Well, our perception of wellness it's totally different not totally different, but different. So I totally agree that how say that that can really and how say that influence our perception.
Well, thank you, Raphael. Um, for this, the third question is, in your view, can someone be well in one dimension, such as physical fitness, uh, but in another, um, like emotional health is neglected? Why or not? Why not? And that what I would say is that there, this happens a lot where people really focus on one part of their wellness, such as I say they go to the gym all the time, but when they come home or they just bottle up their emotions and or get real angry because about things and they don't know how to control themselves. That I've seen that side of things. I've seen part of it where someone had maybe was very strong emotionally, has a good emotional health, but was very, very unwell and fit. They don't take care of their diet or do any fitness. I've seen both ends of the spectrum of how people can be one dimensional. I've seen some people who maybe are very fit and have good emotional health, but don't socialize with anyone or are alone. Um, because some people have a combination of either one of those, um, but it's good to overall have a nice balance of everything to maintain it because when you have overall balanced wellness, you'll feel tremendously better. Because if you just do focus on one single thing, it it may be good, but it's not nearly as good. It's like going 25% out of 100 of how good you can feel. What do you
Yeah,
think,
no,
Raphael?
I totally agree with you. I think it's something that, truth, I totally agree, and the key is balance, like you said. But something that and that to justify it, it's also the balance. It's so important. It's something that you said before. It's important to realize that it's not possible to achieve all the 100%, the maximum, and when all these how say that factors is will be good. I will be how say that I will be well, but this is impossible. So wellness is not about to have the maximum about something. Oh, I have just how say that strong physical healthy and mental healthy. I have the purpose in my life, and I'm doing everything to achieve it. This purpose. No, it's about take care in different areas. So to me, it's not something good, and it's not it's hard to in my case at least to feel well. How say that if I'm neglected, I don't know how to say it. No, if I'm negligent with some key aspect, like how to say it, mental health or physical health, or how to say that purpose or work, professional life, my social life. So, and I think that it's the most difficult thing in life. That it's how said you have to take care of all the stuff is important, just a little bit. So if you can do it, if you can have a balance, I think that's you have how say that uh, the most how say that chance. I don't know how to say it. That will be probably more easier to achieve this goal that
Mhm.
is to feel well, to feel this wellness in your life.
Thank you, Raphael. It's very good. Uh, Next question would be, how might the definition of wellness change across the lifespan from childhood to older adult? From from what I've noticed is that people, well, as a back people and children, maybe back when I was a child, people were more focused on having a many friends as possible or having as many items as possible. Like they felt well when they were friends with maybe in school they were friends with everyone. Maybe they got invited to a lot of places. But as people get older, they tend to have just a few really good friends they spend time with instead of having maybe 20, they have like maybe 3 or 4 good friends to be with. That that makes that changes how people view wellness. Perhaps um, perhaps it's also, it's just people when they're older also they don't let the little things stress them. They uh, they understand more how the world works. They they know how to take a moment to relax a lot of times because they dealt with many situations before. Well, children it may be harder for them to understand what wellness is supposed to feel like. What do you think, Raphael?
No, I agree. It's very interesting discussion because we can realize that even it's not just like I was saying that the wellness, the definition of wellness, it's change how say that accord to the culture people in the same family. But even in how say that in our own life, we changed our definition of wellness. And it's so important to think about how to say that to remember in the past and your example about how to say that the childhood and the when we are adolescents, it's totally different because like I said, to me wellness it's about a feeling. I have to feel well to know that that's and the reasons to that bring me this feeling is wellness maybe if I understood correctly and I'm but to me so that's totally different when we are a child like you said we don't have so many for example adult duties so you can it's a little there are many aspects that even if we don't realize it in this moment that influence our wellness, uh, there are other people taking care. So it's another aspect. For example, I don't have to work or I don't have to think about it. Money a lot. It's not the reality for all the children, but it's the ideal how's that situation. And I have other things, and even my word is different. So normally, when we are so young, a child, we don't have a. It's just our family. It's not a little bit of how's that friends, some friends, but not the word doesn't exist like the word exists right now. So it's very interesting to realize because if I was thinking now, I'm thinking now that we can learn stuffs from this period too. That in that moment, just how said it, have a how said a father, a mother, some toys. It was enough to us. And nowadays, it's not so. It's about purpose too. Why I'm not maybe to be so ambitious. I don't know how to say that. Ambitious can be not good to for our wellness. So it's another aspect. And but I totally agree with you. There are many, for example, in the house that when we are adolescents, it's something very hard. For example, we want to be accepted. We don't know so much about life, so that can influence it negatively our wellness. But there are some stuffs even to learn from this moment. Because when we are a child, we are more spontaneous. We don't have this social pressure to be something, maybe. And it's just how to say it, to feel and be ourselves. So it's something that we can learn from the childhood and to be more, how to say it, healthy, to feel wellness even more in adulthood life.
Thank you, Raphael. Um, leading on to this This next question is, what role do habits, routines, and environment play in supporting or undermining an individual's overall wellness? Now, this could be a lot of things. Like, for example, uh, people when they get off of work and they have a stressful day, they kind of resort to some like alcohol. They drink some alcohol because
Mm.
it's a rough day, and that alcohol they might like drink more. And it starts becoming a habit of drinking it, and then like you start to some people would come up with like excuses to drink more, like or say that even minor inconvenience end up having them wanting to drink alcohol. That can hurt someone's overall wellness because the person's judgment is completely altered when they drink alcohol. They might feel more emotional. They might their senses are um, they may feel like the things are more, you know, like they start behaving very differently. Um, Another one would be like people when going through a bad situation like a divorce, breakup, they they might become uh doing more daredevil activities. Like they might do something more risky that could overall end up hurting themselves. Like they try to, you know, when they go drive the car too fast, or they want to, yeah, they want to do like some dangerous activity that could like honestly hurt them because they don't feel like they try to find ways to like think distract themselves from their partner, but then they end up hurting themselves in the process. Um, Sometimes it's just when they have loss of a friend or lover, that can also lead to, you know, bad health decisions. They may, they may, or when they're stressed, they might overeat. Like they start not caring about how they eat, so they start, like some people have food as their comforting, for comfort, so they might just eat a lot of like sweets or like desserts or they spend so much money going out to eat because they don't stop to think like, oh, what about my finances? But when their partner must have was probably more in charge of the finances, and now they don't know what to do, so they start like making bad decisions. A lot of these could really undermine someone's overall wellness, um, and it can be hard. But I think with maybe proper like therapy, they could really change things. They can talk about how they feel. They can discuss things that they might feel uncomfortable to share with other people, and they might get told how they should react to those feelings, and maybe they learn over time to try to take a deep breath and calm down. Everything's going to be fine. What do you think, Raphael?
No, I agree with you, and I think that you bring a good point about, for example, the alcohol. It's a habit, it's a disease too, in my opinion. So when someone is alcoholic, and it's totally influence your how say that the how say that that's overall wellness. So it's something the individual overall wellness, and. I totally agree. In Brazil, we have the same problem. So I think that it's the own the I can say that the worst drug, but it's one of the worst drug of the in Brazil is the alcohol, in my opinion. So and I agree with you. Normally, the abuse of just the abuse of this drug, the alcohol, it's always, in my opinion, linked with the also that mental problems in different and not just mental problems like a disease, but how said it's linked with the problems that the person don't cannot support, cannot resolve. So like you said, how said if I'm anxious, I will eat more. It's something that it's happened to me. And for some people, if they have a house that they had a hard day in the they work, it's the only way to support this how say the work routine is to drinking. So and the impact it's totally negative in the wellness because when we have the problem we are addicted in something and it's not a good thing. Normally they discuss how say that depression. So to me, for example, the alcohol it's a depressive drug to bring other how say that other examples, maybe routines. Like I said, the work environment it's something very important for our wellness. We have to work. We all are adults. The most part of the adults have to work. So if you pass 8 or 9 hours in at work, it have to be a good place, and it's something that I think that our generation it's so concerned about it. We are thinking so much more. We don't. We it's not just important to have the good salary or the how say that the best salary that I can do have. But it's important to the how say it work environment. If I feel at least comfortable in my work environment. So everything is important because I can receive a lot of money, but don't feel well. And there are many people that are suicidal or how say that they are in depressive. And they are rich. They are how say they have a good salary. So it's so important to realize it and try to how say to change even if it is not easy. We for example this work situation is not something that we can normally just change like that. We have to how say that make a plan and try a lot for change. So, and the same thing when we have some addiction or we have a bad habits, not that cannot be considered addiction, but we have a good. Did you read the book how to the Power of Habit? It was I think it was
Yeah.
very good. It's something it's a bestseller. In general, I don't like so much the bestsellers, but this one I think it was very good because the writer how said writes very good and point very how said very good examples how to how said habits influence our life. So uh, and many things that I didn't realize that it was habits. It's habits. So I think habits. It's a very good, how said, a key point of our life because we don't. If you have to think all the time about what I have to do, it's so hard to us. So you have to construct, how said, these automatic things to do. And like that, we can live better and more, how said, or at least easier. And here, I think it's the key. So to construct a house that if I have the habit to eat good, I don't have to think. I will just eat good products, health products. If I have the habit to exercise, I will just go to the gym. I will just go to play basketball, and it's something that I don't have to think about it. So I think that's a very important. It's a key point to how said to our individual overall wellness. So that's it.
Thank you, Raphael. Yeah, I agree with all of what you said. And the next question is, how do you measure or assess your own wellness? Through self-reflection, wearable devices, professional checkups, or other means? I would say it could be through many means like that. For example, the wearable devices, you can check your heart rate, you can check, like if you were to exercise, you can check how much you ran, like how's your heart rate like is it too high for what you're doing? Um, you can check um, what's your sleep pattern. Are you getting enough good quality sleep, or there's something that's missing that's causing you to sleep poorly? Having going to checkups is very important because there are some things may not visibly see,
Yeah,
but there might be something underlying in the body that's not working, and there's like early signs that something's wrong. Like maybe there's like an early sign of cancer, or
yeah.
maybe there's something else happening. Um, or it could be a neural disease, something like that. Could really you have to get a checkup by a professional to really understand it because there might not be obvious symptoms. So that's one of the things that really you need to assess on, maybe self-reflecting on your own, like what do you think about your life, what is it that you want to achieve, do you feel content with with the way things are, or there things that you just need to improve on? How's your mental health? Do you feel like you have a good way of coping if for a bad situation came up? Like who are you going to go to, and in the worst case scenario, like these things are what you need to do when you self-reflect, because you never know when something you might get a call and something really bad happens. So you need to have a plan and self-reflect on what you should do on that. What do you think,
No,
Raphael?
yeah, it's interesting what you said, and to me, it's hard to think about it because to me, it's something that I don't pay attention. Maybe I don't use this word wellness in my general, how to say that, in my life so much. It's important. I really like it, this word, but I just maybe I just use for example, the components, and I check each component, like you said. So the my physical health, it's something that it's so important to me to feel good. And maybe that's it. I use more like how I feel well, I feel good, than to think about all the components of wellness. But when I think about it, to measure the wellness, to me it's also that I have to feel good, even if my healthy will not be 100%, but at least I'm able to do my things. I feel good. I can how so that how to say it? I forgot. I can wake up and do my things, stand up and feel good. I can how say it, play a basketball, like I said. It's something that it's okay. And my mental health to me it's so linked with my the physical health too. I do therapy, so and I realize that I feel good. So it's not something that I may. It's so hard to measure just the wellness. But to me, it's more about my how said that when I think about my life and I'm doing everything. So in this kind of my purpose, to me, it's not about how said it if I achieve my goal. But if to me, I really feel good if I feel that I'm doing what I can do to achieve this goal. So it's something that I construct in my mind, and it works a lot to me. It's okay. I plan it to work 6 hours today, and I work this 6 hours entirely, and I could do what I try to. At least I try it to do the things that I plan it. When I achieve this kind of things, I feel very good. So it's about to me it's more or less like that. If I have a good physical and mental health, to me it's linked. And this if I did everything that I planned to do, or at least the most part of things, it's something that if I'm doing it regularly, for example, eating good, how say that? What I'm talking about to my plane, involves even how say that eat it good, I go to the gym, stuffs like that. When I do everything like that, I feel good too, and I can rest tranquilly and just how say that. Feel that it's the way that I measure my own wellness.
Thank you, Raphael. That was thank you. The next question. is to what extent is wellness an individual responsibility versus a collective one, such as schools, workplaces, governments, and offering support. So I I think when it comes to building up a routine on things for your health, such as, regularly doing at least 30 minutes of exercises per day, or making sure that you're eating the right things, uh like, and make sure you have it consistently every day. That's on your own individual responsibility. But to get that knowledge and to have it promoted, I think that's like schools and workplaces, governments, all those should, uh to really like provide that information freely, educate people on that, because some people may not know what's the right thing to do. Like, if for you to go exercise, you have to know what the correct exercises are, what stretches you need to do, how to warm up, how much resting you need. Maybe like you were pretty sore, you need like 1 or 2 days of rest. Some people may not know that. They just keep going to the gym, and then they eventually get injured, and then that would be, that then you're not well anymore. So that's one of those things that you have to, you government and schools should really focus on trying to promote wellness and educate people on that. I think for workplaces, they need to try to, when there's something like going on, they need to provide like support in that. Okay, you lost a family member, you need to take a few days off of work, maybe weeks, to really collect yourself, try to mourn for the person that you lost. Or maybe there's your partner's pregnant, and then they have the baby, so like you need to take like maybe a couple months to really like help, get things going. That should be a workplace responsibility. And or maybe you're just really sick and you need to get treated, but you can't have this worry in your mind like, I gotta pay my bills, or I need to, get money, so I have to go to work, or else they're going to fire me. If you have that stress in your mind while you're sick, it's going to be really tough to recover from it. The stress is just as bad as as all the other um, all the other stuff that really causes unwellness. So you have to have peace of mind knowing that you just get better, and then you'll just go back to your work and not worry about if you're going to lose a promotion or something like that. What do you think, Raphael?
No, no, it's a good point, and how said it to you? It's a good example to demonstrate it that it's not just how said it individual responsibility, or it's not something that an individual can control by himself. So it's something that it's social, like we said before, and the social means that. Relationship between the individual and the other individuals in the society. So when we have here that starts in the school. So we have the problem, for example, of bully when we are adolescents. So it's something very important, and it's important to have the how say that director, supervisors in the school to many adults to try at least to help the kids, and to show that it's not a good thing because that impacted directly the wellness, for example, and not just the wellness in that moment, but the wellness for the entire life. Many people grow up with this problem of self-esteem, and it's very important to our wellness. The other example, like you said, workplaces, it's exactly like your example about, for example, the pregnant women, and the stress to not be promoted or to be fired after when they come back. It's something, it's real, and it doesn't work. Even in, like I said before, if even when we are in the workplaces, and we don't have a good environment. It's something so stressful, like you said, so much pressure. We don't feel value. for in this place. You don't feel heard. It's something that doesn't help. And to bring the government too, I think it's totally important. It's something very very that we don't realize a lot. I think that will we usually how to say that take this subject like how to say that individual responsibility, and it's my duty to make my life good better. And there are many factors that, especially linked with the government, that interferes in this subject. For example, here in Europe, I have access to healthy, to education, to how say that a salary that can afford for the minimum things. So it's so easy to how say that feel wellness here, or at least it's easier. It's not easy, but it's easier than in Brazil. Because here I have access to many things, and it's about government. It's about how say that to live in the rich country, and the rich country with this kind of things like that they name it a welfare state. So it's something very very to me. It's so high. If I don't have to take a how say it, a bus, public transport that it's not good. That is stressful. So there are many factors that really interfere, how say that, are directly linked with my wellness. Even if and it's not my choice directly. It's something about the society. So I totally agree that it's not just individual responsibility, but it's a collective one. And it's a little bit sad to how say that to admit to ourselves that I don't have all the power about my life. There are there are other things that control my life too. So that's it. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Raphael. Um, how about so today about oneness? What do you like the discussion today?
What? I didn't get it, Jared. What
Did,
did you
did
ask
you
me?
like the discussion today about
Yeah,
oneness?
yeah, yeah, very good. I think it's so important to think about it. Like I said, I don't think so much about wellness in these terms, and I think it's a very very important concept. It was very good to well said that heard your listen your point of view and to think. Now I'm how said that I'm going out with many things to how said to in my mind, and it's very very cool when it happens. So and for you.
Mhm. Thank you, Raphael. And I appreciate you coming to this talk and talk about wellness, and I hope to see you next week.
Yeah. Just a question, Jared. You can understand me good, or it's something because I don't know if my level of English is how to say that. I know that I have a lot to improve, but it's something that it sounds natural to you a little bit. You can understand me, or it's so confused.
It's very good,
Okay, so
very
I'm
good.
how's that? I
You're doing
relieved.
amazing. You're
Okay,
doing amazing.
I'm trying to do my best, but especially some how said as subjects are difficult. This one that I don't have how said clear in my mind, even in Portuguese, it's even hard to speak in English. So it was a good challenge to try to talk about it
Mhm.
with you.
Well, thank you, Raphael. You and I'll keep coming to the immersion. It's good to have you. You're doing amazing, and you're clearly understood. And
Okay,
I
at least
hope to see you next week.
that's the mean the how said. So, but in my goal. So thank you a lot, and see you next week, Jared.
All right, take care. Bye.